Well, good morning, folks. We're out today with Branden McCorkle with True Life Fishing Charters. He texted me last night. He goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, right now, not much because we didn't have power. We got power late last night, so we will have the shop up and running tomorrow." I was trying to do it with some with generators, and we could have done it, but there's just not. I've seen 2 boats, 3 boats. That's it. 3 boats out on the water. Saw some trash in the river, nothing out here, just some tree limbs and stuff. But we're going to see what we can do. Branden had a pretty good day the other day, so we're going to try to repeat that. We're actually going to do some flats fishing. I know that's shocking, but we're going to see what we can do. I hope everybody made it through the storm okay. We lost power. We had some roof damage at the house and some lanai damage to the pool screen. I know a lot of people were a lot worse off, and we're still trying to recoup from Helene. At least we didn't get the storm surge, but that wind was pretty nasty. So we're going to come out here, see what the conditions are like, let you guys know what's going on, and see what we can get into.
Please still be here, fish.
That's not good when the captain says, "Please still be here." I know the feeling all too well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, maggots.
Maggots? Yeah. Been there, done that too.
Gets the pinfish fired up.
So basically what Branden's doing right now is mixing up tropical fish food, Purina. You want to get it a consistency to where it's not too dry, but it's not too wet. You want to be able to kind of not ball it up, but disperse it. So we'll see if we can't catch some pinfish.
Yeah. I think it's about freaking dead still now. But it's ripping pretty good on the way out. The river it was ripping, the mouth of the river it was kind of.
As I always talk about catching bait on the flats, we're not really concentrated on catching white bait, but there's a lot of birds flying around, which is a good indication that there is bait around. Our main focus is pinfish. Right before the storm, Branden was telling me that they wouldn't eat pinfish this size, but you get them about this size and they would tear them up. So again, it's one of those things where you establish a pattern and figure out what those fish want to eat, because they do get picky. And at one point it's you know, they didn't even want live ones. They want to cut pinfish. So we're teaching Jiggy how to chum right now. Don't do a bad job, Jiggy, or we'll take you back, put you back to work. See if Branden's any good at catching bait.
Probably not. All monster.
One thing that Branden and I just talked about was if you're specifically targeting pinfish on the flats, I don't like to throw a light net. I like to throw a heavier net because it allows it to sink faster, get into the grass more, and be able to get those pinfish out of the grass. If you throw a lighter net, the net will sit on top of the grass, and those pinfish will actually swim out from underneath it and go through the grass. I've watched it. I've watched it before, so I know that it happens. So if you're primarily targeting pinfish and you don't have a lot of white bait around, or small white bait, that's what we're trying to determine now. And we're throwing a light net now, but if he doesn't get any on this next, so we're going to switch to a heavier net. But always remember that if you're targeting pinfish on the flats, use a heavier net. That's an okay throw.
Did you get that one on camera?
I got it on camera. I don't know how good it was, but it's only good. You can throw the most beautiful pancake in the world, but if you don't catch any bait. All right, folks, we are now loaded with bait.
Got enough boat for 4 boats.
Yeah.
Enough bait for 4 boats.
Took them about 2.5 hours to do it, but I'm kidding. Once we got the pinfish dialed in, got those. We got plenty of pinfish. We got some white bait. So we got different baits. You always want to, as I always talk about, you always want to have different types of baits when you're going fishing, even inshore, because you never know what those fish are going to eat and what they want. So always make sure that you have different types of baits. Figure out that pattern. When we get to where we're going to fish, all three of us will do something different until we get a bite. Once we figure that out, then we start fishing like that. So always remember, establish a pattern. So now we're going to go off and I'm going to show every secret spot that Captain Branden has. And I'm going to mark it with GPS numbers so you guys can go right back to it. Is that okay, Branden?
I secretly followed you for the last 20 years of my life.
So anyway, we're going to go at it and see what we can do. Folks, I had to show them how this is done. Offshore guy has to get his inshore stuff going on. Nice little redfish.
Nice, dude. Don't put that one.
Branden, why hold my fish?
Cause man, I ain't got to touch one yet today. A pretty little guy.
That'd have been a keeper.
That would have been a keeper. Listen, I catch all the bait, you catch all the fish.
There you go.
Another
Folks,
redfish?
I'm doing it again, folks.
Catfish.
Nope. Todd Fouché doesn't catch catfish. Whew. No seams. Eat me alive.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, lift them up some. There you go.
Say lift them up or drop them?
Again, folks,
Whoa!
stay in the boat using cut bait. That's what's happening. 2-0. All right, folks, basically you just got to have the patience. As I always talk about, people ask me all the time, well, how do you use all that light stuff offshore? And I said, well, it's patience. You got to have patience for it to drop down, but you want to make it look as natural as possible. So I'm actually using just a 1/0 circle hook, 20-pound leader, 2500 reel with a light action rod, which is great, 7-foot rod. It's great for fishing just like this with 10-pound drag. Come on, Jiggy. That's a red.
Oh, my rod holder's taken.
Sorry. That was on a white bait, Jiggy?
Yeah.
White bait with a slacker.
Catches them all. Top
Inshore,
of the head.
inshore slacker.
Oh, we're doubled.
Ooh, that's a snook. Oh, son of a biscuit eater.
Nice.
Good job, Jiggy.
Too shitty.
Hey, watch out now.
Oh, my bad, my beam.
Get out of the camera.
Where you go? Over here? Oh.
Right there, right there, right there, right there. 360, right there. You can take pictures now. You can take pictures. I'm just saying that the camera was right there. It's like a clown show around here, folks. Well, folks, it was funny because we pulled up into this spot and I said to Branden, I said, I don't see no activity. I don't see mullet. I don't see nothing. And now we're starting to see some activity, some mullet and things like that. So that's one of the key things that I look for when I'm out, especially when I'm flats fishing. One of the main things I'm looking for is some kind of activity. What I did see when we pulled up was I did see a lot of ballyhoo jumping out of the water. So at least there was some kind of activity when it comes to bait fish and things like that. So when you're looking at a flat or you're looking at mangrove islands, there's three things that I look for. One is water depth, 2 is activity, as in bait fish activity, and 3 is birds. And when I say birds, it doesn't necessarily mean that there has to be birds in the trees at that time. What it means is I'm looking for the bird poop in the trees. The more the bird poop, the better off it is, because what happens is those birds poop into the water, bring bait fish into that area, and then of course the game fish will follow those bait fish. So keep that in mind when you're looking at mangrove shorelines. Kind of keep that in mind and look for the bird poop concentrated in those mangroves, and I guarantee that you'll catch fish there.
It's a shocker.
Of course, Rich, turn that music down for me.
That's so weird. It wasn't playing the whole time. Oh. Catching up.
Whatever.
Cute little guy.
Mm-hmm. Just rubbing it in.
Woken up.
El Capitan. What was that on? Pinner?
Pinner.
Folks, we're catching them on everything. Cut bait, pinner, white bait, except for Jiggy. Jiggy's not catching nothing. I got one on white bait. Jiggy's never caught two redfish in one day. I may have to go to a slacker, inshore slacker, just to get it down.
Hey, that's 2-3.
Yeah, and guess who has 3?
Not me.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Okay, one thing that you want to kind of pay attention to also is how the tide is flowing into an area. And what we've got now is this tide is flowing right into these trees. So it's pushing our baits. It's kind of going from left to right. So it's kind of pushing our baits through here. And these fish are staged up and they're just waiting for that bait to come right to them, because of course fish are lazy and they don't want to exert too much energy to go and catch that bait. So this is a key proponent that you want to look for when you're fishing mangrove island like this or mangrove shoreline, is that you want to see that tidal flow moving into it or across it. You want to have good tidal flow, and that will keep those fish in there staging up, waiting for that bait to come to them.
Yeah, bud.
Wow, the first time Jiggy's ever caught 2 redfish in one day. Not in a boat yet.
Yeah, boy. You got a jumper.
Heel. Show the camera, Branden.
Oh, don't call it a comeback.
Oh, Lord. All right, folks, basically what I'm doing is I'm taking my fluorocarbon, doing a overhand knot like that, and then going through it, and then go back through the loop, and then wrap it twice, once, twice, and go back through the loop. There. And you cut off the tag end, and I'm using a 1/16 ounce inshore slacker jig. Very popular.
Oh, nope. Catching up.
Whatever. I'm being nice. I'm letting y'all.
Oh, there you are. You might be ahead.
Fish. Oh, geez.
No, we're double.
mayhem.
Don't swim towards the boat. You want digging? Make it fun. You got one we posted the other day with one eyeball?
Yeah.
I mean, it was hard. Like, it wasn't like just like a broke up eye or nothing. We're like,
Get him, Jiggy.
it's on it already.
Oh. Hey, TV drag.
I was just about to say.
Jeez, oh, Pete. See, Jiggy, there are redfish in Tampa Bay.
Nah, I had my doubts. This is too far to get to by kayaking.
Well, maybe next year we'll buy a small skiff for the office and you can take it whenever you want.
There we go. Anytime you want.
All right, we'll load the kayak in the boat in the morning. I'll drop you off.
Oh, there you go. Just got to paddle back.
But he's so artificial, so he's not going to catch spot.
Right. Not this moment. I still like the challenge of the other.
I'm at the point next time. I'm going to put a leader on and touch this race.
All right, folks, you know how much I talk about how important tide is when it comes to grouper and snapper fishing inside the bay, how we like a really slow tide or no tide at all. Well, when it comes to fishing inshore for reds and snook and trout, you definitely want a moving tide. We were just discussing this, but I guess the tide's still moving enough for them to eat because that guy hammered it. Whoa, he almost pulled the pole out of my hand. It's because it's the second biggest fish of the day right there. Oh, we were doubled
Oh,
up.
what the dude? I'm done.
Brandon's going to shut the bite down. Jiggy, you want to see a big redfish? Look at that one. That one's a humper. That one spit up a whole live pinfish. A whole dead pinfish.
I'll hold that one up for our group picture.
No, you won't. Jiggy's in the way of the camera, as usual. Hey, Jiggy. There you go. You want me to hit this one in the well or no?
I don't suck again.
You know, you still suck. All right, folks. Well, let me kind of give you a rundown of what exactly is going on right now. We are fishing in the major feeding time. That's the third fish in a row. We would have had 4, except for somebody had a knot. I'm not going to say who. But anyway, Jiggy caught his second redfish, which he's never caught 2 in one day. Crazy, I know, but it's Jiggy. And then we just caught, Brandon caught his, and then I caught mine. We're using a combination of whitebait, pinfish, and cut bait. So right now they're eating everything. But again, we are in that major feeding time. I always talk about these major and minors. If you don't follow them, you might want to.
I'm gonna steal your hole.
Oh my God, over there, Jiggy.
That's a good one.
It's like 12 inches long.
Oh my God, I'm about to drag. It wasn't tight enough.
I'm gonna name this spot Jiggy Spot.
Fish, I tightened it.
Oh, we're coming out to eat. Oh my God, dude!
Oh no, I gotta go get a live bait. This is ridiculous. Oh, oh, come, son of a biscuit eater! He thumped the snot out of. Oh, there he is. Let him eat it, let him eat it, let him eat it, let him eat it.
Miss him.
Woo!
You got him, Christine?
I got him this time. Yeah, I was gonna say, get out of the camera angle. I need all the camera time I can get, man. According to some people. One old guy, I guess, met Chad. They told Chad, I would love to go fishing with you guys, but there's one thing I want to do. I want to throw Todd off the boat. I'm like, what the heck, man?
What are you doing all that?
That's horrible. Mine's bigger than yours. Ooh, early release. How about that? So basically what we're doing, folks, is we're fishing a point, and the tide is rushing around the point like this, and then the wind is also blowing into it. So the tide has slowed up a little bit, but these fish are just facing right into the tide and waiting for our bait to come to them. They're loaded up in there. Catch fish without bait. Might help me. All right, folks, we made it back to the dock, and as you can see, we had a really good day. Caught a lot of fish. We lost a lot of fish between Branden and I. We lost a lot of fish. I think you lost more than I did, though.
Way more than
You lost way more than I did. But if you guys are looking for an inshore charter, I highly recommend Branden McCorkle. He's been fishing here since he was a toddler. He's 31 years old, so he knows this area as well as I do. And I've been fishing here for 30, what did I say, 34, 37? Something like that, I don't know. 37, it's going on 37 this year. So if you guys are looking for an inshore charter, I will put his contact information right here and in the description so you guys can touch base with him. Keep him busy through the winter, through the fall. He's a great guy, and he will definitely put you on the fish, and he's got a good personality. He's very low-key, very just down-to-earth guy. So if you guys are looking for an inshore charter, definitely recommend him. Recommend don't taking Jiggy on your boat.
Come on now.
Love you, Jiggy. But anyway, folks, I hope you learned a little bit on flats fishing here in Tampa Bay and what to look for reds. It was almost spot on. Finding those mullet were kind of key. Even though we knew where we were going and knew there were fish there was always mullet present. There was bait fish. There was all kinds of activity on the water. So that was a good thing to see. Again, we just want to say thank you to everybody that's watched, everybody that supported us. We're through some trying times right now, and we're just trying to make it through it, which we will. Not worried about that. It's tough times right now, but just to let everybody know, we will have bait starting Wednesday of this week, which this will hopefully air tomorrow, which we'll have bait that day, and then we'll have bait for the weekend. I'm really probably going to go out and catch whitebait and pinfish because it's supposed to get pretty choppy this weekend. So if you guys are looking for that type of bait, I'm going to try my hardest to have it and make sure hopefully it doesn't die with all this fresh water. But again, thank you so much for watching. Branden, thank you very much for taking us.
Thank you guys.
Yep. Fish more, catch more, and we'll see you on the flip side.